So essentially right after the interview, I've been on the journey and the process of, I guess, identifying less as like cisgendered and like more non-binary or agender, and that's something that I didn't mention in the last interview. And I feel like, you know, if we're doing a documentary about my queerness or like my identity, why did I not like include that?
And here comes Joshua with his new bike, and look at this, no hands. Pretty slick. Oh no!
Everybody's on their different journeys. They're at different parts, and just like it's like you're like with your coming out stories, there's more than one ways to, I guess, come, rather than coming up, but coming into yourself. And like, you know, one of the things that, like, I was having conversations with a few different folks about what society has taught you of how to be, like, especially as a more masculine presenting person, but then like never actually really identifying as like, you know, like fully masculine or fully male. So I thought I really wanted to include that because that is just a crucial part of my identity that I'm learning to love and accept. And I guess learning how that has actually informed my life for a really long time, and that there's no like wrong or right way to, well, I mean, obviously like take into consideration your communities, and obviously not, you know, you don't want to cause damage or, you know, do any, like, and I feel like that's what my hesitation was, because I know that how I present and I am on the journey to like expressing myself in different ways, and you know, spiritually tuning into my femininity and having that like work from the inside out. And you know, there's never really been a guidebook to being queer, so like you gotta figure it out yourself, and you gotta create and learn new definitions. Like one of the things that I've been reading has been bell hooks all about love, and like learning how, you know, like I talked in the previous interview about like my experiences growing up with my parents and with my sister, and you know, it's like if we don't have these clear, solid definitions and understanding of love, and how like love and abuse cannot coexist together, and even that within yourself, like if you're trying to love yourself and being destructive to yourself at the same time, but not giving yourself the space to make mistakes and like grow even more, then you're not actually loving yourself, but then like limiting the amount, like limiting the abuse cycles, or breaking the cycles of your family. Like there's, like I feel like this is, especially with a lot of people in this generation, we're learning to break like these almost like curses that have been passed down from like our family members and our ancestors, and like what that looks like for, you know, different people of different intersections. My pronouns are he, him, they, them, and she, her. I go by all of them right now, and some days it might differ. If you call me girl, that's fine. I'm not bothered by it. I feel like I identify less and less. Like I don't really identify specifically as male all the time. You know, it really just does depend on my mood of the day, or like what my spirit feels. And that sounds weird or crazy to a lot of people, but a lot of people haven't really, you know, experienced their spirituality, or, you know, that's something that, and that's one of the things that it actually talked about in the book. When you're loving somebody or loving yourself, it's loving and nurturing their spirit, as well as, you know, all the other things that we know of what love is. but then also like correcting some of those definitions and reworking them for yourself, because you gotta choose that. You gotta create your own reality, especially here in a place like Toronto, even though it's really challenging to live here. And then finances obviously is something that affects, you know, how you're able to express. And then I personally feel a lot of guilt shopping, because there's so many other ways that I could be putting my money. So then I put my physical expression and my physical appearance on the back burner, because I'm as a photographer, as an artist, as a creative, I try to put, you know, other things that will help me build my career before myself, even though building myself up will also build up my career.